All right, guys, it's time for me to review another Pro Trainer certification test. This is from Jacob Deininger. He is out, I believe, in Wisconsin or somewhere in the Midwest of the United States. Anyways, you'll be able to find his details on our Pro Trainer rolls as long as he passes today. This is with his German Shepherd, Remy. Now, this female, I know Jacob was having a lot of problems with her when he first joined the course. Just because she's very fearful and she was reactive and she would kind of run away from distractions like people and stuff. If they passed by, she'd kind of run away from them. So she had a lot of fear issues, and Jacob was just kind of struggling to get that high level of obedience that this test calls for. So let's see how he is done, and we're going to go ahead and watch this.
Hey guys, Jake from Unleashed K9 here. I'm here with Remy on this beautiful day. We're going to go for our Shield K9 test, and we'll see how she does. Break.
So we're going to start with the loose leash walking from the looks of it. Loose leash walking under distraction for 30 seconds. So we see some people coming, which is good. I'm just going to turn this down because I don't want any wind noise. So you can see the dog show some interest, some arousal. She's obeying the leash. She feels the leash. She's not pulling into the leash. That's what we want to see. A little hackle there. I don't mind if she's hackled. I just mind that she minds the leash and that she doesn't be reactive, obviously. I know Jacob lives in a little bit more of a rural area, and he was having problems finding enough people for his test, but it looks like we've got some people, some dog activity in this place, which is good. So we see another dog here. Good behavior. She touches the end of the leash, but she comes off of it, and that's what we want to see, is when the dog feels the end of the leash, she comes off of it. So now we're going to do the off-leash portion. Loose leash walking, you know, is not a heel. I know some people that have taken the test have shown it kind of as a heel. Loose leash walking is really actually the dog just being free on the leash without tractor pulling the handlers. It's a very important skill that I really insist all my trainers master. So we've got the off-leash healing portion started now. Let's see here if I can find the standard for the off-leash heel. Heel command must be shown for 4 consecutive minutes under distraction. The dog must be on either side of the can be on either side of the handler, and not too far in front, behind, or off the leg of the handler. When the handler halts, the dog should sit. So far, my only critique is that maybe there's not enough going on. So there you see the dog get loose, check back in. I don't mind when dogs make mistakes. I just want to see that the dog knows how to problem solve their way through that mistake on their own. Again, the dog kind of getting a little loosey-goosey there. There's a person. Let's see. Dog doesn't leave the position. She does give the person a little bit of attention, but she doesn't leave the position. You can see the dog gets in front of him a little bit. He's got to work on tightening that heel up. The dog is with him, but the position could be a little better. I would like to see, again, me nitpicking, because that's kind of my job, a little more longevity and tightness in this behavior, a little more correctness in this behavior. You can see that Jacob kind of faded off to the right there, and the dog did correct. I do like to see that. That is also handler help, just so you know. But it's nothing wrong with the dog showing attention to a movement the handler makes. That's actually a good thing. But you can see that when he just kind of walks normally, the dog does get a little bit loose. Again, I would like to see this behavior a little tighter. It's not, you know, below the standard, but it's something that can be improved on. So here we got some people coming. You know, and I'll tell you guys a little something about distractions once we're done this part. Some attention, but she doesn't leave. We got a person and a dog coming up the way there, so let's see how that goes. I think he has reached his 4-minute mark. Not quite yet, but shortly. There's another German Shepherd. Or mix, and then another dog too. So you can see the dog gets a little loose there, doesn't leave him. But now you can see she smells the ground a little bit. Jacob is allowed to correct his dog one time, but he hasn't done so that I could see yet. Okay, again, a little loose around the other dogs. Okay, guys, so I'm going to tell you something about passing distractions. It is actually harder for the dog to pass one-off distractions. So like when you're in a crowd of people and a crowd of dogs and there's so much going on, yes, that's hard, but the dog almost like becomes overwhelmed by how much is going on that it stops being unique to see another person and another dog just because they're like everywhere the dog looks. Whereas when you're kind of more by yourself and then one person comes and one dog comes and it's kind of dribs and drabs, for a lot of dogs that's actually more challenging. And I'm betting you for a dog that's like this, that's a little more challenging just because the more nervous dogs, they struggle to acclimate to new situations. So the situation is they're by themselves and everybody's kind of far away, and then all of a sudden somebody comes close, and that's a change. Versus everybody's close all the time, it's a little bit of a different vibe. So you know, each one of those scenarios presents its own challenges. So you can see that the dog does get a little loose after every dog passes. Doesn't leave him, but does get a little loose. So I believe we've reached our 4-minute mark now in the healing. Nice stop. He shows a good stop, a good sit there. Nice resumption of the command. Jacob timing himself like that. Down in motion. He must show it down in motion. Without pausing in the walk. Once the down is shown correctly, the handler may show a 1-minute down stay or break the dog and show the long down on the next iteration. So it looks like we're going for the down stay. And he should be 80 feet in the down stay. So he's definitely 80 feet in the down stay. Ah, it's good. Is he telling them to go buy his dog? I like to see that. I like to see, it's like, yeah, help me show that my dog is obedient. So again, you see that she shows, oh, I don't know if he, I think that person stepped on their dog or something. So you can see again, she shows a little interest. This is something that Jacob will need to tighten up with her. I know he lives in a more kind of rural area, but he's going to have to get her out in public and get this tightened up a little bit. But you know, I'm definitely giving him full points on this downstay. It's a good downstay. The down in motion could have been shown slightly faster. Yep. Oh. You can see the dog became unsettled there when the person behind the camera talked, but then she settled down. Good attention to the handler.
Yep, go ahead. Yep. No, she's fully under control.
Oh, no, I don't. That's bad.
Oh, people question, so I just want you to know.
Good.
Thank you.
Very good distractions going on this downstay. I like to see it. I like to see it. So he's done his 1 minute. Nice recall. Good speed. We hear some dogs barking in the background. Recall to heel was shown very well. I like that. I don't know what that was. Ah, he was trying to show a sit in motion, which he doesn't actually have to do. He has to show a sit stay no less than 30 seconds. So the dog did kind of a stand in motion, and then he signaled the dog again back to the sit. And again, during the test, there's like, it has to be unedited video, but you know, you could like go and run it back. You can be like, okay, that wasn't good. I'll just do it again, right? Again, this isn't dog sport. The purpose of this is for me to see what you can do from a training perspective. And some people are showing in these videos, you know, more difficult dogs than others, dogs that are a little bit more challenging to train than others. And he has shown me before video of this dog and her running away from people and leaving positions because she gets nervous if people come by and stuff. So I really like to see the improvement the dog has made, and believe me, that's going to be giving him more bonus points. So we're now showing some recalls here. Nice recall to heel. He doesn't actually have to show a recall to heel. He just has to show the dog coming within distance of him, within touching distance of him. And now he's showing the free portion. I really like to see dogs that can go free. Dogs that remain in nice down in motion, or sorry, distance down. I like to see that. Something he didn't have to show, but he did. Another down at a distance. I like it. Very important to show that you can turn your dog loose and then recall your dog in and out of control. This is functional obedience. The whole point of functional obedience is not to put on a show for Instagram. It is to be able to train a dog to live life, to have functional commands, and to be able to be obedient out in the real world. That's why it's not flashy. It's about function. Can it work in the real world? A lot of people really don't understand what functional obedience is. Send to place. Let me go over the place command. Place command must be shown on two separate objects. One place command must be a send to place from no less than 10 feet, and one place command must be under distraction with a handler at a distance of no less than 60 feet. So it looks like we're going for the 60-foot one, though. He did send the dog. It looked like it was about 10 feet from where he sent the dog. So the place command is going well so far. You can see that when Jacob gets further away, you know, the dog pays good attention to him. She's concerned about where he is. I like to see that. We see another dog passing by now. Actually, I think this is the dog we saw from earlier. Nice recall. Now when we look at the recalls here, 5 recalls, no leash, 1 from free, 1 no less than 80 feet, no recall should be less than 10 feet. A recall is considered finished when the dog arrives within touch distance of the handler. So I think we're on recall number 4 or 5 now. I don't mind if people show more than 5, by the way. In fact, I recommend it just if you want to be on the safe side. Any dog showing excessive stress or nervousness during the test will fail. More healing there from Jacob. I didn't see him give a heal command, but he must have. Doing another down. Our certified trainers must be able to actually train dogs. I will not give anybody a piece of paper if they can't train a dog. And you need to show the minimum standard at the very least. I will not negotiate on that. And you know, it's funny, this seems like elementary, right? In terms of like, of course, we're very inoculated from a social media perspective. There's another dog there. See, she hackles up. Gets a little aroused there. Didn't leave him, but again, you know, it's a little bit on the close side. A lot of dog trainers can't do this. In fact, the vast majority of dog trainers cannot do this, especially with a dog like Remy, right? But we're inoculated, you know, of course, on Instagram and all these places. You see, like, all the fancy obedience and all the flashy stuff, and I do my own fair share of that. I'm quite guilty of that. This is going to be another sent to place. 2 commands. Oh. She seems confused as to how to get on there. That's good. He just reissued the command. The dog did the right thing. You know, and I'm quite guilty of showing a lot of flashy obedience, but the reality is that type of obedience isn't going to help the vast majority of people. It's fun to do, but it is not what most people need. What most people need is functional obedience. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I'm you know, very good with the competition obedience is because I'm also very good functional obedience trainer, and it's the foundation. You should really understand how to make functional obedience, because the principles involved in creating functional obedience that actually work in the real world and that is reliable are the fundamental principles of dog training, right? And then when you take them, good sit at a distance there. When you take them to the highest level, when you take them to the highest, you know, degree, then you're able to do the competition stuff, right? But if you just do competition stuff, all right. So guys, that was, I don't know who's starting on here, but that's random there. Okay, guys, so I'm going to give you my opinion on this. I think, as I already said, Jacob needs to do a little work on his heel. He needs to tighten that up, especially around the other dogs. It wasn't like it met the standard, and it just met the standard. I would say any lower, and I would have had a problem with it. But, you know, the dog didn't leave him. I would like to see the dog a little tighter in the heel, and I'm confident that with a little bit of work, he can do it. Again, bonus points to him for, you know, he showed me before video of this dog. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to encourage people before they submit their test video, that in their test video, before they actually get to the test, they show a before of the dog, especially if it's a dog like the one Jacob was training, because he showed me that dog, and she was actually quite fearful and nervous. So kudos to him for getting her to where he's got her so far. I would like to see him push her a little more in the heel, as I said. Sit in motion could have been a little faster. Other than that, I think everything was fairly solid. He certainly met the standard, so congratulations, Jacob. I don't know why I keep calling you David. Jacob Deininger, you have passed the practical test, and you will be receiving a written test shortly, which you will then pass, hopefully, and be receiving a certification sooner rather than later. If you want to find Jacob's information, check out our roll of pro trainers. When he finishes the written test, he will be added to the roll of pro trainers and be officially certified. Congratulations, Jacob. Good show.